Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh my gosh, I love these houses. They really show and create clarity in some of the things we need to show a spotlight on. So let's look at House 11. I love this. Friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. This house reflects your social and humanitarian concerns. So if looked at from the perspective of a lifespan, it's the adult who steps outside themselves and operates as part of a larger whole. More figuratively, it reflects your feelings around groups of people. Do you feel like an eccentric oddball, or do you feel accepted by the crowd? It holds your friends and community and the connections that aren't necessarily intimate or emotional, but based on shared ideals. So it's where you fit in. It's your wishes and objectives for the future of mankind, our planet. It's your environmental, political, and philanthropic viewpoints. This is where you become part of a team or movements. So the natural home of forward-thinking Aquarius. Oh, this is neat. So I guess this is an Aquarian. That's right. All right, let me back up. So this is the natural home of forward-thinking Aquarius, dedicated to pushing humanity forward. This space is also linked to inventions and things that advance society. If it's ruled by Uranus, it's progressive imaginings, as well as Saturn for its discipline and idealistic beliefs. I know there's so many shifts and change happening in the world right now, and it's really like, where can I initiate change? And there's so many challenges that we face, right? Without getting overwhelmed or subsumed and feeling like it's too much. Because I know sometimes when there are hurricanes, when there are avalanches, when there's a bunch of stuff that's going on and everybody is like, how and where can I help? And, again, things like PETA and animals and agriculture, all of that. So the energetics of this is like friends and wishes for the future, social and humanitarian beliefs, and groups operating as a larger whole, because humans are meant to commune and collaborate. But so often people feel lonely, they feel alien, they feel out of place. So consider the person you have grown into. What are your current passions and interests? What are your philosophical and spiritual and humanitarian beliefs? Has your tribe evolved with you, or are you feeling misplaced? So begin sharing the lens through which you see life. Reveal who you are. The universe is working to bring like-minded friends into your life right now. But you do need to express your beautiful truth so kindred spirits can find you. That's what I love so much about the internet, is like everybody can start some mad chats over there with each other, and that's a really good way, without having to exert too much effort and travel or, be in physical groups. You can start in kind of like cyber chats. And I love, there's a great thing over on YouTube that has this classical music, and people are just listening to it, start talking to each other about their love of music, right? And I thought it was so great. I saw these straight up dozens of people talking about music and how it changed their lives and how they're studying instruments. And I thought it was beautiful. So that type of thing as well is very helpful. Which brings us to House 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Quick sip of water. There's a few like allergens in the air, which I can feel in my voice. So this is about establishing a foundation, duty, service. Your ability to create, expand, and love and provide all depend on the foundation of your own well-being. We can't give from an empty cup type of thing. And be honest too, like I have to say, if I've done a lot of work with anxiety clients, and then I just need to resettle, ground out, meditate or whatever, and then I'll get a phone call and I know it's from a highly anxious person or whatever, I will get back to them. I will leave them a message. Hey, I'm grounding out. And I don't try to work from a 10% battery on my body or brain. I want to be amped up at full velocity to be able to help, right? So let people know too. That's why I feel like we should always ask too, if somebody has a bandwidth to hear us, like we come in from a rough day at work, ask the people around you and your family or your friends if it's okay for you to share something, if it was like a heavy incident or something, because sometimes people aren't prepared. And oftentimes we don't even recognize it. We come in and we just start unloading, and it's not fair to the people just standing there probably dealing with their own things as well. That kind of thing. It makes us aware of the energy we bring as well. So Also asking yourself to identify the people and places and things that give you some wonderful, precious energy. When you give, are you replenished in return? Spending your energy wisely as you would your hard-earned money. You don't have an endless supply, and there must be enough for yourself and your reservoir. So prioritize the supports you need to feel balanced, to feel healthy, and solidify your base, because your life and your spirit and your mind will open and expand when you have the things that you need for that. But sometimes, we think, oh, I can keep going. And then you'll notice you feel, you feel more sensitive. Say you're out in public and there's loud children crying, or there's other things, you feel oversensitive. Really go to a place where you can replenish, which brings us to earth. Persistent, patient, and practicality. So this is about your presence, your reliability, your patience, the material necessities you might need to live, and connecting through the senses. So the place is here, the time is now. That's definitely what this card represents. What wisdom lives in this very moment? So refrain from plotting and planning and explore the subtle details of the present right now. Like, look at yourself. What are you feeling in your body? Like, do you feel like clear-headed? Do you feel like you're getting deep breaths and good oxygen? Do you feel flexible, or do you feel a little bit of stiffness in your joints? Have you been hydrating? All these little things. What are you observing? Are you in a room where you feel it's like neat and airy and orderly, or do you feel like you've got piles of laundry that could go up through the chimney and out to Nebraska? Like that kind of thing. Like really, really observing. Because I have all different days where I can live in an environment where I'm not sensitive and be like, well, I mean, last night I was having cleanup around my altar in my room because I was like, oh yeah, no. If the cats were to jump up, all these decks would avalanche, all these crystals would be, would be like bowling for dollars. Noticing things around you, because sometimes just a little bit of tidiness and clear surfaces instead of, not having stuff everywhere on desks and tables can give you a clearer mind, that kind of thing. So just walking one foot in front of the next, connecting with every step, sinking deeper beneath the surface, and see today as a creation of your spirit. What is the divine showing you through your present reality? In the book it talks about there being a golden elixir braided into every moment, and it's yours to be found through deep presence. And I find that too, if I just take a breath and I stop and I ground out earth, I always have my office window open. I see a beautiful tree that Ian planted years and years and years ago, and I can hear all the birds and the wind, and it brings me into the present. Nature really does that for me. And then I'm noticing, how do I feel in my neck, in my body, in my jaw? And if anything's stiff, I'll say, my neck is relaxed, my shoulders are relaxed. And I'll bring myself to a state of comfort because I'm being present. Because lots of times we'll hold and carry energy we don't even know is happening until it becomes painful, right? The tenseness, whatever. But by utilizing all of this energy, we become more practical in our approach of going, I deserve to feel good and comfortable. I don't need to sit in a hard, uncomfortable chair when there is a comfortable, and noticing body temperature. That's something that brings me into the temperature, into my reality and my grounded state, as well as like, do I feel cool? How do I feel? And also, is the temperature of my body regulated? Is it everywhere? Or do I feel, like my feet are cold, but my upper body's warm? All these things bring us into present moment. And then we can really observe and say, with clarity, what is the next step I want to take to feel good and to jam out and to, learn and observe, and also just to bring in that positive reinforcement, noticing around you all the abundance you have and saying thank you to the universe, because the higher vibrational we are, the easier it is to manifest, to bring things into us. Universe loves it some gratitude. So now it's time to just say, thank you. Thank you for the fact that anything. The fact that I have a roof over my head, that I have pets that love me, that I have a beautiful family, that people in my family are enduring good health, whatever it is, just put it out there, verbalize it to the universe, and it's got its big catcher's mitt, and it's like, thank you. Now I'm going to hit you a home run because you're my girl, that sort of thing. So, get some clarity on what you really want, send it out there, and watch the universe pitch it straight over the plate for you. So love and light.